Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Ask the Influencer. On this episode, I'm super duper honored to have Ben Uberjak'd. Ben,
Yeah, my last name, Uberjak'd, is Polish. It's a bit of a tricky one, so I guess that's...
cool. Now, tell me, Uberjak'd, how do you feel Uberjak'd came around? Or let's start with you personally, man. I want everyone to know about your origin story. How do you feel music?
I guess it was just like one thing led to another, really. I never was like, like musical background. Like no one in my family plays music instrument or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Like I sort of just picked up things, in the studio from just like mucking around, making tunes with my mates, and one thing leads to another, and it's one of those things I've sort of just I like to learn by just doing, like
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't do any courses or any like music schooling or anything like that. It's just kind of, I think, just, I guess, trust your ear, and if it sounds good, it's good. If it doesn't sound good, then tweak it. That's kind of my method.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Yeah, cool. And so when do you feel, like, when did that start in your age? Like, were you in your teens or?
Yeah, I guess by like today's standards, I was pretty late. Most people like DJs these days, started producing when they're like 12 years old or something.
Yeah.
So I didn't even like really even know what DJing was until I was probably like in my early 20s.
Yeah, right. So did you start on music production first, did you?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was just sort of like, had a copy of Fruity Loops and mucked around and made some
Sweet.
crappy beats. Yep. But like, I think it was, I sort of like, it was around the era when like Put Your Hands Up for Detroit, Freddie LeGrand came out. It was sort of like like more like edgier sort of, I guess, house music. And I kind of was liked it. It sounded to me like it sounded very simple. And then I was like, well, if it's so simple, I should be able to do it myself.
Yeah.
That was kind of like when I got a copy of Ableton and just sort of like taught myself how to produce.
Yeah, interesting. What made you change from Fruity Loops to Ableton?
I don't know. It was just a cracked version of Fruity Loops. So
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't even remember how it worked.
Just stumbled upon it. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at the time, Ableton just looked better, maybe.
Fair enough.
I've used Fruity Loops a bit. I think Ableton's like really easy to learn. So
yeah, I do like the user interface and just how they have the plugins at the bottom there on Ableton. I thought that's pretty clever. Yeah. Now with Uberjak'd, when did that come about? What year did you start off the Uberjak'd project?
Well, it's actually funny. I was going through an old hard drive and I had old sessions from Uberjak'd, spelled differently with a C actually.
Oh, okay.
And they were dated like 2009.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, this is like way before I was even getting gigs. This was like literally me just like mucking around.
Yeah.
So I guess like, yeah, I've been doing this thing for more than 10 years, which is pretty cool.
Wow, dude. Yeah, that's a good run. How'd you come up with the name?
I can't remember. It was actually that long ago. I think it was just out of like necessity. Like I needed a DJ name that was a bit more catchier than Uberjak'd.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was like, I don't know, it just sounded cool to me. I was kind of like brainstorming names and just showed it to a few people. They're like, oh yeah, that sounds like something. I'm like, all right, cool, we'll roll with that.
Yeah, fair enough, dude. That's cool. Well, that's a pretty interesting origin story, dude. So I've got some questions now from fans. The first one is from Samir Sami, and he goes, mate, you're a giant. How tall are you?
6'3".
Yeah, right. Is that a genetic thing? Is everyone in your family that tall, or is it just you?
Oh, my brother's taller than me.
Yeah, right.
He's like 6'7" or something.
Oh wow, far out. You guys play basketball or anything?
Nah, but everyone asks. It's either that or like the ruck for a footy team or something.
Yeah, you probably get that a lot then.
Funnily enough, I actually, when I was younger, I did martial arts, taekwondo. So,
oh, cool. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was kind of a sport.
Yeah. Did you just do that for a year casually, or were you like fully into that?
I did it for up until I finished school. So like I got up to my black belt.
Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome.
Life takes over when you turn 18 and there's more exciting things to do than
Yeah, yeah.
Taekwondo, and I kind of just haven't done it for a while. Maybe one day I'll get back into it, but
Yeah. Oh, good on you, dude. Well, at least you got the skills there. No one's gonna mess with you, eh?
I might be a bit rusty.
Oh, that's all right. You'll know what to do. Cool,
Yeah, I'll
cool.
probably pull a hammy if I have a go at some of those moves.
That's it. Bit rusty now. That's all good. Next question. This one's from Stephen Stave. He goes, Uberjak'd, what inspired you to more recently start looking into reverse bass and making reverse bass kicks?
I don't know. I mean, the harder like reverse bass stuff, it sort of just makes sense to me. It's like kind of a progression, from this is the way I look at it. It's like sort of when I started doing like the more bounce and stuff like that, in that current time, that was considered banging.
Yeah,
like it was heavy. And then it kind of got to a point where I was like, meh, everything's been done before, and just the reverse bass is kind of, it really is just like just banging. It's the same stuff, it's just a different tempo, but to me, it's the same energy,
Totally, yeah. I remember, I used to follow you back in the Melbourne bounce days when Scandal was around and TJR and everyone was doing the bounce thing. And, I just love the energy in your tracks, man. And I love that you're not afraid to transition now into the more harder stuff, and everyone's just loving you for it. Whereas I feel some other artists, sometimes they try to make a transition into another style and they kind of lose half of their audience. How do you feel that transition has been for you?
I don't know, man. I guess like everyone's like life is in the way that nothing is the same as it is from one year to the other.
That's
like,
very
you gotta
true.
kind of just follow what you like, and then if people follow you along, if they go, I don't like this stuff now, it's too hard, then whatever. There's listen to my old stuff.
Yeah, fair enough, dude. That is good.
It's sort of like, do you watch the same TV shows that you did like 5 years ago and shit? No, you change.
Nah.
You don't wear the same thing you wore 5 years ago. You get new clothes.
That's very true.
Or to live your life like that. So yeah, I mean, it's about keeping yourself for yourself, like keeping yourself interested in the music you make as well. It's got to be like fresh and exciting still. Like no one's going to sit there and just live the same monotonous day and make the same fucking song for 5 years like Groundhog Day. You got to push yourself creatively, and like I think it becomes difficult when you like get to a point where you're kind of seen as like a poster child for a certain genre. Yeah, it's like you must do that forever now, and it's kind of like, no, like I've always played. You listen to my DJ sets from like 10 years ago, and I've always played everything. Like I've never just sort of stuck to one genre. I'm all over the place. Too ADD tasting music to stick to one thing anyway. So like that sort of reflects in my studio as well. Like I'll just kind of do what I like. It doesn't.
That's good,
really,
man.
Have to be what people expect.
Yeah, sweet, totally. And on that note, with music production, you have a very large Facebook group called the Uberjak'd Producer Forum. How did that start up, and then why did it start up?
Yeah, I mean that was something I started up like a few years ago now, and it was just like I was inspired by like Layback Luke had this Layback Luke Music Producer Forum where I started out. That was like my first sort of like place where I sort of networked with people. It was much before the days of Facebook and stuff like that. So I mean, like so many big guys got their start on there, from like Avicii to Afrojack and everyone in between, Stephen Jello, like those guys all started out in Layback Luke's Producer Forum. And I was like, that's cool. I want to kind of try and bring a same sense of community to, I guess, like a bit more local to Australia and stuff, like everyone can go in there, chat, talk, collab, make stuff. And I kind of just made it, and it's been an on and off project for me, like over the last few years. It's one of those things that I really, really am passionate about, but like really, really don't have enough time to pursue properly.
Yeah, totally.
So like, fair enough. I do have plans for it, but I've got a lot on. At the moment.
That's all
I've
good.
taken on a new project, managing an artist now, which is taking priority over some stuff. And I obviously still writing my own music, and then running a label, and then mentoring people. And it's just like, plus having a life.
Yeah, totally,
so,
dude.
I try to give back and help out those young guys coming up as much as possible and stuff. But I'm only one person.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's been awesome. Like every bit of content that you have been putting out over the last year, it's just been so helpful. And it's just a positive community as well. Whereas, some communities are a little bit intimidating to be a part of, but this community that you've created is just such an open and helpful community. And yeah, I'm always checking it weekly, dude. So great job with that. Thanks
Yeah,
for
awesome,
making
awesome.
it.
Thanks. No, I appreciate that, bro. I mean, I think that's one thing I've really wanted to try and push. You know, I don't rate the whole like. I mean, obviously get the humor in like trolling people and all that shit, but like, it's just not even funny most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I think that it's good to have a place where people, you know, no matter what level they are on their like journey of making music, they can just kind of post it up there and get some like feedback. You know, like people like laugh at like, oh, dude, that sounds like shit. How crap? Like, give them all this shit. And it's like, dude, you started somewhere as well. You know?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
Born like being. I mean, let's not point the finger, but you're not perfect. That's just kind of how it is. You know, like people need to like remember that everyone has to start somewhere. You know, and like you know, just that little bit of support or like constructive criticism. You know, I think is like being able to give that is really helpful, you know, without like belittling someone in what they're doing, you know, like be able to sort of go like, look, dude, yeah, I mean, your mix down's shocking, but like try this, you know, give an option. Don't just go, your music's shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyone.
So yeah, it's a little thing that I think if someone gets something out of it, you know, it should be about giving back, you know, as a producer and in music and in life in general, you know, giving back's important. So.
Yeah, that's a great mentality, dude. I appreciate that. And moving on, so the Adelaide scene. Do you spend most of your time in Adelaide, or do you travel across to New South Wales or Melbourne mostly?
Yeah, I mean, I live in Adelaide, so that's kind of my home base, I guess. And then I did live in Sydney for a couple of years, but moved back here. All my family's here in Adelaide, so.
Oh, fair enough. How's the how are the events going in Adelaide? Do you guys like? Is it a good time, or is it a little bit scarce at the moment?
I don't know, man. Everything's so like varied these days that it's kind of hard to make a call. You know, like
fair.
It's you know, it is good. You know, as long as I think it's just important about like, you know, doing your thing. You know, and fitting into the scene. However, you know, it's like things go up and down, and you just gotta like. Do your thing sometimes. I think people get too stuck on it's like, oh, lockout laws are shutting it down. It's like,
yeah,
you know, like you got to work around it. Like that's it. That, you know, unfortunately, like we're a minority, you know, in this industry, and like politics get in the way sometimes, and you just got to fight them. You know,
that's it.
when it doesn't work out in the venues, take it underground. You know, don't let that stop you. You know.
Yeah. Have a bush stuff, have a warehouse rave.
That's it, bro. Yeah, 100%, man. And that's why that stuff's blown up in the last like couple of years, because all these venues are like, oh, lockouts, blah blah blah, and it's like you can't kill the music.
No, that's it.
People will keep going out. People will keep partying. People will keep doing what people do. You can't.
Yeah.
Prohibition doesn't work.
We're a passionate bunch, aren't we? It's gonna happen either way.
Yeah.
Cool. Where have you enjoyed the crowd the most, or what's been the biggest highlight in your career here for events in Australia?
I mean, it was pretty cool to be able to be part of the whole Stereosonic and Future Music thing while that was happening. You know,
yeah,
that was a pretty cool era for dance music, I think, in Australia.
Absolutely, yeah. Just the diverse range of the lineup, even, and the acts that we were getting.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool time.
Absolutely, dude. Are you looking into now more of the harder events? Like, have you been going to Melbourne recently? They've also been getting a little bit harder there.
I don't know, man. I just sort of do me, and it's like...
Yeah, whatever comes by, comes by.
You know, like... You know, obviously the hard scene is like doing really well, which is awesome to see. But, I mean... Yeah, I mean, hard events, there is stuff for it, but I'm not a hardstyle DJ. You know, like, I play a bit... I'm making a bit of it at the moment, but, like... You know, it's just sort of you got to do you. You know?
Yeah.
There's definitely some vibe on the hard stuff right now, so I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, cool. So, what advice would you give to new up and comers? A question I want to ask you is, because you started more in music production, Do you feel that made it easier to go into DJing, or do you wish that maybe you started into DJing first? Like, what advice would you give to someone new that's deciding, should I spend more time DJing or should I spend more time in music production?
You got to just spend more time on whatever you're better at.
Fair, fair. So figure out your
If you're a
strengths.
good producer, don't try and teach yourself how to DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And likewise, if you're a great DJ, don't feel like you need to produce.
Cool.
You got to do like the thing that you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been a bit of half and half. Like I've always sort of been quite into it, but most people aren't like that. I think I'm like the exception.
Yeah, right.
Sort of really into DJing and really into producing.
Yeah.
So
Cool,
I think, especially these days, you know, super competitive. You just got to focus. The people that do well are the ones that do one particular thing very well.
Totally.
Being an all-rounder, especially in this like day and age, is you know, the guys like for instance, like Tiesto and like all these kind of guys. You know, you're not going to see too many people that kind of blow up just on being a DJ like that. You've got like really like rare exceptions, and these people are like phenomenal DJs.
Yeah.
Like I think James Hype or whatever his name is, like he's kind of blowing up on the fact that he's just a wicked DJ.
Yeah,
his YouTube videos, and I hope I got his name right then. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, you got to focus on what you're good at.
Cool. And so, what do you feel? Music these days, I feel personally, is very heavily based on social media. Do you agree, man? Are you spending a lot of time on Instagram or Facebook, and do you have any advice with them?
I guess it's the same advice as with the music. Pick one and just be really good at it. Don't worry. Don't think, I have to have a Twitter and fucking have to have a Facebook. And
Yeah.
if you only like Instagram, only do Instagram. You got to find your audience first. Once you hit like the mainstream, then yeah, you got to cover all bases. And guess what? When you get that big, you'll have a team that will do it for you. At the start, the most important thing is you need to find your audience and just really, really connect with them. And you don't want to spread yourself too thin by having like some people on Facebook, some on Insta, do a TikTok just because TikTok's cool, and have a Twitter because all DJs have to have a Twitter.
Yeah.
Not. Just pick one and literally just fucking nail it.
Yeah, right. That's really good advice.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't think like, I have to. There's no have to. You don't have to have everything. Like, people will go to you if what you're offering is of value.
Yeah. You know? That's really good advice. And so you briefly mentioned TikTok. Are you on TikTok at all? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah,
I mean, I'm not on TikTok. I mean, I think I created an account just to hold the name, even though someone fucking stole Uberjak'd.
No.
Uberjak'd official or something. Just to reserve it if for any reason I want to use it, I've got a handle on it. But I don't really post on there. For the reason being, I don't really have any value to add to it. I don't want to just upload lame-ass, shitty content just because everyone else is saying TikTok's cool.
Yeah, fair enough.
Kind of like, you got to have a reason to post on there. And I mean, I've already got plenty of other social platforms that get plenty of engagement with my fans, so it's not like I need it.
Yeah, cool.
But I mean, if you're a new artist, I would definitely say, fuck making a Facebook page. Focus on blow your shit up on TikTok, because that's a platform that is going to grow for you. I mean, I was just lucky that when I made my Facebook page and Instagram, that was when like the stage TikTok's at now. You know, don't try and unless you're going to really struggle to build up a Facebook page in this day and age without spending a fucking packet.
Yeah, basically. That's true.
But you could do a TikTok one for free if you're posting good content and build that audience up. So yeah, always move yourself into areas of opportunity is kind of what you should
that's
try.
Good advice. Yeah, real good advice. Now, do you have a team to help you with all the social media, or do you try to do as much for yourself?
Man, I've used teams over the past, and right now I'm just doing all my stuff myself because it doesn't make sense to have a team.
Yeah.
A couple times here and there when I release music and stuff, but I think that when you need a team, it's good to have a team there. But at the moment, I've used it in the past, but it's just I like to have control, and I think it's really, really important. And this is the thing of when I've had teams in the past, it's not as easy as just getting a team to run your socials, because like the thing that people want is they want it to sound like you and be genuine. And disconnect yourself when you're getting someone else to do it, unless they're very, very good at running it. And those people charge a lot of money. So like,
that's right. Yeah.
You know, it's, I think it's the most important is, it's got to sound like you know, and people pick it. I'm helping another artist with, doing some social stuff and tried other things. And sometimes when you get someone else on board, they don't really have the right voice that you had, and people see it straight away. So like, you know, there's a reason why people are following you if they are in the first place. They want to follow you, not someone else that's posting on your behalf, you know.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, be genuine.
Definitely. I mean, that's when it comes to the voice. I mean, you can always, there's a lot of other things that need to be done, but yeah, just definitely don't ever lose your voice on your social media platforms. You know, that's pretty important.
Yeah, cool. That's some really good advice, man. It's difficult. I think sometimes some people, they put on a mask, and then that persona, like, I don't know, people get attached to it, and then like to transition, I feel like some people get really attached to, you know, that past aspect and element of them, and then it becomes difficult to reconnect. I don't want to name any names, but yeah, as you mentioned, I guess we just got to move on to the future, and people will get over it. If they like you, they'll stick with you, on with the new and out with the old, really. Hey.
Yeah, man, everything moves forward, so that's it.
Cool. Alrighty, man. Well, finishing up the show, what do you do in your downtime? Are you a gamer, or have you Netflix guy?
I don't really have much downtime, but yeah, when I just want to turn off and just veg, I'll just chuck Netflix on. I've been watching Rick and Morty lately. And
how good is it? Hey, season 4's been hilarious.
Yeah, I rate it, man. I've had mixed, like, other people, I don't know about it. I don't know, I rate it.
Yeah, cool. What else are you watching at the moment? Have you seen Witcher?
Nah. I mean, what have I been watching? I watch heaps of random shit. I love docos. So I sort of chuck a doco on. Watching one last night on like genetic engineering and all this stuff, and it's pretty
cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, right. Does your missus watch it with you?
I don't know if she's into docos like me. She prefers like stuff, but yeah, I mean, I just kind of chuck it on here and there, you know. Like, I don't have that much spare time, so it's kind of like just maybe like half an hour here, 20 minutes here while I'm eating my lunch.
Fair. Yeah, right. So you're really busy. How do you go about juggling a relationship with the busyness in your life, man?
I don't know, man. You just do it.
You just do it. Just suck it up and do it.
Yeah. It's you know, it's one of those things that, you know, you just kind of make it work sometimes. I mean, it's not like I have a family or anything, so like I sort of respect to those guys that are like got kids and stuff and doing this stuff, and it's like, you know, like Reese Lowe's had 2 kids and he's running a label and producers and stuff, like machine.
Yeah.
You kind of just do what you can, and try and work hard and hopefully help people out, and good things happen. Good things happen from there, you know.
That's it. Do you take your missus on tour with you when you go gigging, or is she not so much into the partying and whatnot?
Occasionally. Yeah, she wants to come sometimes, but everyone wants to go to the party and stuff, but no one wants to do the touring.
Yeah.
Everyone just sees the glamorous side of it on Instagram. Like, oh my God, you're going to all these fucking awesome locations. It must be so great.
Yeah.
For like an hour, and then you spend the rest of the time in a fucking hotel or just like in transit, like,
you know, dying because you're like jet lagged.
Because you had like fuck all sleep.
Yeah.
That's like the real side of touring, and like usually like once one experience of that, and they'll go like, oh no, it's not really that glamorous, is it? Nah, I think I'll just stay at home.
Fair enough. Do you have any tips or advice for anyone going on to their first tour or anything like that?
Shit, maybe I should. If you're about to do your first shows in a different state, just soak it all in, you know, like, and just play your gigs like you'll never play there again.
Go hard.
So,
that's it.
You know, go hard. Don't ever hold back. Maybe if you're a resident DJ, it's a different mentality because like you've got a job to do. But if you're a touring DJ, go there and fucking play your heart out, because chances are you may never play there again, and to those people ever again in your life. So make sure you you play the best set you possibly can.
Yeah, that's very true. That's great advice. Do you remember your first large-scale event? Like what that was like?
I don't know. I don't know what large scale is.
I'd say like a good outdoor festival, you know, maybe 1,000 plus people.
Yeah, probably would be one of the, like either a Summer Days or Stereosonic or something in Adelaide. And yeah, amazing. It would have been like a few years ago now, but I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Awesome, dude.
I think it was Summer Days 2010. I know the set's actually it's like the second Ubercast or something like that. So it's cool that I can go back. It's a little trip down memory lane, you know, listening to that. But I think that was the first sort of like festival stage show. And yeah, it was, at the time, it was just like, you know, crazy.
You ever think back and go, oh man, like I never would have seen myself get to this position? Like when you compare to maybe how you were back then, like do you get nostalgic sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, really. Like I never expected it.
Cool,
To play Tomorrowland and tour pretty much the world.
Yeah, some big achievements, man. You have such a big following as well, so congrats. Just everything you've done, man. It's very, it's so inspiring, really. And yeah, that's why I'm just happy to be part of your producer group, because it really shows that you care about the community and you want to give back. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's important to give back.
Cool. Now, I'm wrapping up the show, man. I like to give every guest a chance to ask the audience a question. So it can be any question at all. Can be about random topic, or if you want to ask them maybe something about yourself, feel free, and we'll see what kind of comments they leave for us.
Right. Okay. So what was, I guess, like what was the song that made you get into producing?
Yeah, right. Cool. That's an interesting question. Alrighty, guys. So there's your question from Ben Uberjak'd. What was the song that got you into producing? Thanks so much for being on the show, man. I hope you have a great day today.
You too, mate. Thank you.
See ya. Cheers.